Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Antonia Rahayu Rosaria Wibowo. I'm from Research Center for Manuscript, Literature, and Oral Tradition, Research Organization for Archaeology, Language, and Literature, National Research and Innovation Agency, or BRIN. Today, I'm presenting my article entitled Incorporating Local Culture in English Classroom to Create Cultural Resilience. Teaching English in remote areas has a lot of challenges. One of them is students' lack of motivation to study English. They do not want to study English because English is difficult and does not relate to their daily life. Moreover, the status of English as a muatan lokal does not force teachers to give their best in teaching English. However, English is not always related to foreign culture because local traditions can be used to teach English. This study aims to explore the use of local culture in English teaching and learning activities to foster cultural resilience. This article was the result of exploratory research based on the author's experience when teaching English in two remote areas in Indonesia, namely Deya Regency in Papua in 2024-2015 academic year and Tulang Bawang Barat Regency in Lampung in 2016. Exploratory research is research or study on a topic that is less familiar and is carried out when the researcher only has little information on the topic. Exploratory research aims to formulate problems more precisely, sharpen concepts, collect explanation, gain insight, eliminate inappropriate ideas, and form hypotheses. From those objectives, this article aims to gain insight because so far there has been no research exploring the use of local culture in English teaching and learning activities to create cultural resilience. Culture refers to a group of people's meaning of life, how they live and work, or skills, what they consider right and important, or values, and it also includes faith and religion. Culture has an important role in shaping one's identity. Identity is an important aspect of one's personality. It might be considered the core of someone's life. From the standpoint of resilience, it is clear that removing one's culture means removes one's identity and as a result, one's strength. To be able to create cultural resilience, someone must have biculturalism ability. Biculturalism occurs when a person can live between two cultures, speak the languages, understand the customs and rules, and understand why others behave the way they do. Biculturalism is possible when there is mutual respect across cultures, allowing a person to move freely in the other culture without having to hide or abandon his or her own. However, the development of true biculturalism is hard matter. Culture is not something that you have or do not have. It has always changed. When representatives from different cultures interact, they influence one another. Contact with people who think, behave, and act differently will have an impact on values, norms, and ways of thinking. The primary goal of biculturalism should be to be able to retain of people's cultural values and tradition, as this is crucial for their identity, while also knowing and utilizing the majority culture, which is essential for daily life. This article used two examples of traditions, namely Bakar Batu from Papua and Nyeruit from Lampung. In the 2014-2015 academic year, the author taught English in Deya Regency, Papua, and Bakar Batu tradition was used as the topic of discussion in English teaching and learning activities. Then, in 2016, the author taught in Tulang Bawang Barat Regency, Lampung. She used Nyeruit as the topic of discussion. The results of using Bakar Batu and Nyeruit as the topic of discussion when learning English are: 1. Students were interested in talking about their traditions. They were eager to know the vocabulary. It was also easier for them to tell and exchange stories about their tradition because they are used to tell stories with their family and friends. Number 2, Bakar Batu and Nyeruit are eating traditions, so they show the value of eating together. Eating together is not only for fulfilling hunger. However, it becomes a means to show acceptance and solidarity among community members so that the community members pass down the tradition of eating together to the next generation. Number three, biculturalism occurred in two ways, namely vocabulary and tense. For the vocabulary, not all words can be translated into English. The name of the tradition and some of the materials and ingredients needed for bakar batu and nyerwit have no English translation. Then, for the tense, in Bahasa Indonesia and students' local languages, there is no differences between past, present, and future. However, English differentiates the past, present, and future. In the activities of describing bakar batu and nyerwit, students learn the difference between simple present and simple past. Simple present is used to describe the facts about the tradition, and simple past is used to talk about their particular experiences in the past when they joined the activity, either bakar batu or nyerwit. Furthermore, they also learn that the bare infinitive verbs are used to explain the procedure of preparing the traditions. Tenses that differentiate the time and subject verb agreement do not exist in Bahasa Indonesia and the students' local languages. So, by learning this, the students learn how native English speakers communicate. In here, we can see that the students at the same time learn about how to communicate in English, about how English works and differentiate the time, present, past, and future. And at the same time, they also learn their local culture. And then for the conclusion, it can be concluded that local traditions can be used to teach English. The example of English after school activities in Deya Regency Papua and in Tulang Bawang Barat Regency Lampung show that using local eating traditions called bakar batu and nyirwit can foster cultural resilience for the students. Cultural resilience occurs in biculturalism situations. In biculturalism situations, the student talk about their traditions in English. These situations make the students preserve their identity and at the same time learn a new language. This new language might be essential for their future. Biculturalism shows that learning English does not make students lose their identity. I think that's all, and thank you very much for your attention.